Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Delta-17 Thunder Battalion. And right now you might be going, this is totally out of order because I got to review this one, but I'm really interested in getting the video up for the Joe Fest exclusive 2-pack. So I want to do this because I want to do as many individual reviews as possible, because maybe people can't get that and they're wondering, is it really worth having? Well, I'm going to do it. So this one's actually going to come out after. So understand, that's how the world of YouTube can work. But anyway, looking at this guy, we got Delta-17. We got some awesome artwork right there. There you can see what part of the faction he is. You can see everything that he has there. On the back, you got your cross-sell. Here are the good guys, here are the bad guys, and there's two different factions. You got a wonderful file card, and then you got some awesome artwork. And I have to say, as I've been doing more of these classic reviews with G.I. Joe, I'm really enjoying the O-ring figures, the 4-inch figures, stuff like that, especially the O-rings. I don't know why, I am really enjoying them. So to get these in hand, and I think these are probably the best O-ring figures that are going right now. And it's not to, that's not to put any damper on any of the other ones. I just think that they are doing it the right way, all around completely. So anyway, let's get into this because you're tired of hearing me. You're like, I just need to see the Thunder Battalion. There he is. But before we do, let's take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Delta-17. Alright, so here we have the figure out, and I always like to go over the accessories first. So first off, we get this really nice stand. Okay, you see Delta-17. It's got the nice peg right there. It just says it. You only need one. So what you're probably asking is, how well does he stand? And I'm going to kind of plug this in here. So he fits really nice on here. Alright, no issues there. Here's the new Skeletron figure. Now these will be the same as Operation Recall. No, Call Sign Longbow. They use a lot of the same tooling. When you see he fits on here, this is actually kind of loose. So, but they'll hold perfectly fine, all right? This guy is really top heavy. I'll show you. He just falls back because of the big backpack. So they kind of plug on here without a problem. But as for the G.I. Joes, this is what people really are going to worry about, because the last thing you want to do is break out a heel, and they just fit on here perfectly fine. All right, they slide down. It's loose, so if I pull it up, he's just going to come off. But I can get him to stand on one foot, no problem, all right? So these work really well for the Real American Hero. Better than a lot of ones. Always be careful when it comes to the Real American Hero. There's a lot of stands that are made, they'll pop out that heel, all right? So here's the gun that he comes with, all right, which looks like it's some sort of AK platform. There's no removable magazines and no gun port, but again, you're not expecting that in a 1/18 scale O-ring. It's got a nice grip right there, or the foregrip. You got your grip here. No trigger guard, which is good because not all of them have trigger fingers. You got the magazine. Here you have the, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at this. Now I'm confused here because the barrel is right up top there, but it also has, I guess that may be, well, someone in the comments tell me what that is. I thought that was the barrel at first, but maybe that's an actual grenade launcher. Now, I don't know where there's a trigger for it, but it looks like maybe that's a grenade launcher, and that's the barrel right up top there. So, anyway, you got your iron sight right there. So, all in all, a nice looking weapon. It's going to fit him, I'm sure, pretty well. We get the backpack with a little bit of paint for that rope, which goes a long way. Again, it really harkens back to G.I. Joe figures. All right, got a couple pouches right there. You can see the straps. And the straps, I believe, are meant so you can just kind of slide things through there in real life. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. Got a nice pouch right there. Backpack, there's nothing on the inside. And then we come to these helmets. Okay, so here's his helmet. And kind of like the old G.I. Joes, it has a couple of pegs in different spots. And I think that's because of the mask and everything. So on the back, you got a little plug right there, or a little piece that sticks out. All right, and we're going to see how we can kind of plug these in. So, two different masks. All right, one, so you're going to be able to see his eyes, which I think is actually pretty cool. Just kind of clip on right there. And then this one here has the visor. So just a red visor. So you can make him kind of be anything you want. Maybe you want him to be a robot. I don't know. Or maybe he just doesn't want to get blinded by a nuclear attack. So then again, nuclear attack, I think that's the least of your concern, is being blinded. So this thing just kind of plugs right in there. And it's just going to flip up. So a lot of different ways to use this, and considering he is an army builder, you can have him with the helmet on, without the helmet on, with this mask, that mask, up, down. So it gives it a little bit of a different feel, right, than just having a whole bunch of Cobra troopers, which none of us complained about as a kid. But when you look at it now, you know, they're all the exact same. All right. So here we have him. He does have a belt that does come off if need be. So we'll pop this off. We'll quickly look at it. So all these little pouches, very pliable. He has a med pack. Nice little red cross, which, again, it does go really far when you're taking photography. But you can look at the belt buckle right there, the strap running over, the way these are supposed to plug right in. They look like the little snaps. So I think that does look real nice. Here we have the mask. I'm sorry. Here we have the figure. He has the balaclava on. And they do very similar to what the original A Real American Hero did. Eyes, just a little poke right there. And they do a little bit on the top there. But with these here, you have the white on the eyes. And then you have the eyebrows. All right, balaclava, just really soft, smooth, no texture to it. You get down to where he's supposed to have a hood, and it's kind of pulled down. You get the pouch right here that's painted red. On here you can see the straps going all the way down. And again, the detail there that is holding it in place, that strap. This strap goes across. All right, and then you're going to go down. These are a couple magazines maybe. I think those are magazines more than anything, but I could be wrong. And all the detail down here, this is, again, really reminiscent of what the G.I. Joe O-rings are. Over here, we're going to get his affiliation. So he's got the pouch, big bush, not big, big bulky arms due to the material that he's supposed to be wearing. And then you get a nice glove down here with some texture, all right? So it's not just, you know, a couple black stripes going across. There's some nice texture to it, just to give you a different feel, and it's on both sides. Oh, the back too, all this detail. So if someone does need to grab him, if he's injured, if he's killed, they can just grab it and pull him how they need to. And I do love the idea of making it look like the straps are just, this is what's left on them, right? Just, again, so much detail. Get the nice belt right there. It almost has that reminiscent of the Hasbro, the G.I. Joe. It's kind of like an H. A little bit of overpaint there, no big deal. And I will reiterate here. See the belt loops? That is a lot of detail that I absolutely love, because how else do belts hold your pants up? Then we got the big pant legs right there, both with a couple little pouches. You get your knee pads. Now there is a break here. I'm sure someone will probably complain about it, but when it's in this position, you can see that the strap is supposed to hold it on. And then you get your little, I think these are bloused pants. And you get some nice boots right there, and you can see the shoelaces. So all in all, really nice looking figure. Now let's arm him up. If I can find everything. I'm literally looking for this, and it's like right in my way. It's like right there. So how easy is this to get back on? Wow, that clips on really nicely. And I really wish this is something that maybe they would have put in the weapons pack, which I will be doing soon. Well, actually, you already have seen it. Oh, you know what I forgot? Articulation. So, articulation. His head turns side to side, just like a G.I. Joe. He does look down. Actually has nice range of motion down. He can only look straight. Maybe that's something that some of the new O-ring companies should do, is make it so their heads can look back a little bit so they're looking up. All right. T-pose, never going to have a problem with an O-ring. swivels at the shoulder. You get your 90-degree elbow bend right there. And again, all modern O-rings minus Super 7 and anything that Hasbro puts out. You have wrist articulation because the wrist can actually, or the hands can actually pop out. But all we really want is this wrist articulation. As for an O-ring, he turns side to side. There's his Jean-Claude Van Damme, but we really want him to be able to sit in a vehicle because God knows we have a lot of O-ring vehicles. Then you have your knee bend right there. So I don't think this is going to be too much different than most O-rings. The detail is different. This guy can fit in with Cobra really easy, or he can be a night ops guy. All right, if that's how you want to use him, that's fine. To me, he comes off more like a Cobra Trooper. There's the helmet. Fits on really nicely. Don't have to worry about it falling off. All right, we can flip that down. I'm gonna throw this backpack right on here. And then we'll grab his gun. Now, I don't like using stands, so I'm going to use them as little as possible. But what I've talked about here when it comes to the wrists, this is why it's important for the new figures, the new O-ring figures, to have articulation. Because I can actually pose him, and I'll make him look like he's actually firing this rifle, which is something that you can't always do when it comes to the original O-ring figures, all right? But I love this because I can take pretty much any weapon and I can manipulate it to get some sort of firing actual position where you couldn't with the old O-rings, all right? And this is why I think it's a huge failure on Super 7 and Hasbro when they do their O-rings to not produce that. Now with this here, I'm gonna pop this on here. And here, you can look in there and you can see the face, all right? So if you want to see his eyes, maybe he's talking to one of his one of his commanders. It's really easy to see. We can flip it up the exact same, all right? You can also use this guy, I would assume, as a SWAT guy. Give him one of the M16s or M4, something like that, that type of platform that isn't a foreign platform. All right, but quickly, if you wonder how do they pose or how do they compare to the Skeletron figures, well, they're about the exact same. Take the O-ring figure. Here's our O-ring Snake Eyes. And he looks like he is a little bit taller than our O-ring Snake Eyes. All right. I guess if I can take the helmet off. Now, I do know that some of their figures are built to be 4 inches tall. I don't believe he was one of them, but he looks to be a little bit taller than our O-ring Snake Eyes. So doesn't really bother me. I always thought of Snake Eyes as a little bit shorter of a character. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, there's your Thunder Battalion. You know, even without the stand, you can get him like he's walking or running and doing all different types of things like that. So there you go. That is your Thunder Battalion. All right, so there you go. That is your Delta-17 Thunder Battalion. Nice looking figure. This thing will fit in perfectly with your G.I. Joes. They'll probably fit in with the Skeletrons that are coming out. I don't know if they're doing any more O-rings. I know they did that one, but you have, you know, Call Sign Longbow, Operation Recall. I think these are going to fit in absolutely perfect. Or they sit on the shelf all by themselves because guess what they actually have? They have their own wave, all right? They already have a whole bunch of figures. They have Wave 1.5, which you probably can see. Actually, I'll post a link at the end of this video to some of their other figures. But anyway, these are awesome. I think if you like the O-ring figure, you like the 1/18th, you're going to enjoy these. So please stop. Take a look at Delta-17. That's where you can get them. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I spent a lot of your time and I appreciate it. Please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Delta-17. Now, don't go anywhere. Up here, I'm going to leave a link to something else that's Delta-17, and down here will be a playlist of all their videos that I've done. Take care.